All right, so I think we're supposed to start at 12:30. Yeah. All right, fellas, welcome to the show. We haven't quite started yet. We're not going to wait for. Colin and his boys are being very generous today. Well, they're always generous, but they're being very generous with a redirect today. So hopefully, we'll be getting some of their audience over here, and we'll be doing that soon. But we wanted to start on time, and we'll get the show started in about 5 minutes. But we just wanted to give you a heads up as to what exactly is going on. So if there's any chatting you want to do, we can just shoot the shit for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then we'll start the actual show. Let's do an audio check. Can you hear me, and can you hear Tech in the audience, in the chat? Tech, say something.
Hello, hello. I don't know if they can hear us because I can't hear us.
You cannot hear us?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
On the YouTube.
Yeah, no, I know.
Listening. I'm able to hear.
Okay, Bold Alpha can hear me. Try now, Tech. Say something.
Hello. How's it going, chat?
It's coming through the desktop audio. Okay, you guys can hear us both, and there's no echo? All right, cool. Yeah, they can hear us both. So, all right, good. Well, while we're waiting, how was the weekend? How was your weekend, Tech? Now, I know how your weekend was. You know what Tech said? You know what Tech says to me last night? Oh, I found the word I was looking for, by the way. The word was equanimity. Equanimity. Apathy versus equanimity is what I was looking for. And so, because I'm like, yeah, those are very different things, but I had always just used the term apathy. And then Tech's like, well, if you're apathetic, maybe you have depression. And I'm like, I'm not opposed. I mean, I don't want to have depression. That would suck. But I'm not opposed to having depression. Well, no, that's not true. I'm totally opposed to having it. But I'm not like, oh, there's any shame about it. But I think maybe the word I was looking for was equanimity. I don't feel kind of like I don't give a shit about anything. It's just more an intellectual curiosity about the impermanence of things and the irrelevancy fundamentally. I mean, look, think about this. And we are going to get to games. We just haven't started the show yet. This is just us preambling for a little bit. So if you guys have any questions or want to ask, anything, now's a good time. But we'll start in about 5 minutes. But like, think about this. There are people who believe that over 1 billion years ago, there was a thriving society on Mars. And obviously it's gone now. There could have been the most amazing, wonderful world there, but nobody cares anymore. Which doesn't mean when you're living it, you don't enjoy it. It just means you have this intellectual appreciation for the irrelevancy of things. I hope that makes sense, because people, hello, David Seeger, good to see you, buddy. Text like, whatever, dude. Just fucking go eat some pizza and get your shine back.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Goddamn right it makes sense.
I was on Mars 1 billion years ago.
There are people who remote view on Mars and say that we should put up a piece of text or something saying show starts, and let me.
The remote view on Mars, like the Microsoft scam centers or whatever.
No. There are remote viewers that claim that they can look into the future and the past and all this shit. Whether they can or not, I don't know. Hello, Rob the Mod. Rob the Mod. Okay, let's see.
I don't trust those guys, Jeffy. Those guys sound crazy.
5 minutes. I mean, I don't know. The challenge with a lot of that stuff is it's stream of consciousness, right? So are they actually seeing things? And people have said, oh no, well there's evidence that they've been able to bring back, and when you look at the evidence, it's like clearly they were envisioning something or seeing something, but I don't know if I believe that stuff.
Yeah,
but I'd like to. I mean, I'm not like, oh, it's stupid. I am not sitting in judgment of it. I don't fucking know.
I am.
I know you are. I saw this game on. I can't show it today. I'll show it on tomorrow's video. But there's a guy who's playing this game. It's not a John Wick game, but it's kind of like it's kind of like, you know, a lot of gun fu shit. And he's been making some really amazing clips and cutting them to like copyright music, like Smash Mouth and stuff, and is so fucking funny that it kind of makes me want to play VR again. That and something else I'll show you guys tomorrow, but I probably won't. I'll probably wait for, I don't fucking know. Maybe I'll get a MetaQuest 4. I don't know. You're not a big VR guy, right?
I was really good at
you
Beat
were.
Saber.
I saw your shit in that blue bin. I thought it was mine at first. I was about to throw it out. I'm like, this isn't mine.
Yeah, Sarah broke it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, but yeah, that's how it goes. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I mean, VR is awesome. It's just that it's kind of end of the day after a while. I'm like ready to move on to other less constricting gameplay. David Seeger, this is my favorite YouTube show, and I'm happy to not be in meetings for the next hour so I can watch it live for a bit. Well, we're happy you're here, buddy.
Thank you, Seeger.
Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. We are going to be talking today about...
Seeger's the guy who made Almond Joy, right?
I don't know. Bob
No?
Seeger? David Seeger?
No, David Seeger.
Almond Joy the candy bar.
Candy bar in chat.
I can assure you that's not the case because that...
Is that true, David Seeger?
No, because, I mean, maybe that's the name, but that candy bar is probably, 60 years old? I assure you David Seeger is not...
He looks great for his age.
He does. He does. All the ladies say so.
down, David Seeger.
Ivan, thank you, buddy. You're also listening from work. We appreciate that. Very, very much. I got to get my energy, baby. I haven't eaten anything. See, this is what I'm saying. Tech last night was like, you don't eat anything. It's not that I don't eat anything. I just kind of forgot to eat, but I need to eat something. I don't know.
I think my claim was that you forget to eat something, and you're like, I don't ever forget.
I'm
a big man.
I had a protein shake just now, so that should do me till the show. But you're immortal. I must be. I don't know.
See, I was right.
Maybe.
Seeger.
Maybe. Whatever. All right, one more minute. We'll get it started. Yeah, he says he didn't make the candy bar. Yeah, no. The most interesting thing is, I was watching. It's really funny, you know. The more, and you probably know this because you're younger and you came up with all this shit.
Sure.
Right, and I gotta respond to Anna G in a second. But it is really funny, like when you start seeing people. Like I'm looking at Colin's stream right now, which I think they're kind of beginning to wrap it up. But you know, whenever, it doesn't matter to us. But we appreciate the redirect. But Troy Branch is over there, right? And you know, we see Troy all the time on our shows. Yeah. And then like last night, I had the Kevin Smith podcast on, Fat Man and whatever it's called, and I clicked on the top fans, and you know who the number one fan was? This guy may even be before your time. Was Mutant Mo, who used to be
I know Mutant Mo.
Huge contributor to our
Jaffe
community and stuff over on Discord. And I was like, I said, hey, oh my God, Mutant Mo, what's up? And I was like, maybe he's mad at me because people were like, he left when you went over to LolCal. And he's like, no, I just got rid of Discord and stuff, and I miss you guys, and I'll come over and see you guys and all that shit. So it's, you know, it's so crazy that, you know, even though it's these massive internet, you're still running into a lot of the same people. Maybe because everything else is fake. Maybe it's all robots. Durali, it's good to see you, buddy. Maddie DeMarco says Kevin Smith had one of the first podcasts I ever listened to. That probably tracks for me as well. I don't know I don't remember the first podcast I ever listened to, but I do remember that one of the original VJs who went to my high school and also was from Birmingham, Alan Hunter, was really big on podcasts are going to be the future like 20 years ago. And I don't think he ever got a cut of it. I know that he was trying to build a whole business around it, and he just, you know, you can see the future, but if you don't have the connections to build it, you're just the guy that was like, see, I told you. All right, well, let's start the show. Here we go. Oh, Anna G, what I was going to say is, for whatever reason, now that I've gotten back on 2 milligrams of Ozempic, I definitely am feeling this time a little more nauseous. Like I find myself doing little tiny throw up once or twice a week. Nothing big, but just like, I just can't, but it is definitely helping. It is definitely fucking helping. Hello, Morgan. Hyrule Warriors, Ninja Gaiden 4. Oh, Ninja Gaiden 4 is going to be there because I don't think Ninja Gaiden 4 was playable at Gamescom, was it? I think there was just a trailer. That's good. I'm excited for that. All right, here we go. Let us begin a show that at least the kids in the neighborhood, but they're a bunch of rotten kids, like to call the Gabbin' and the Games. Welcome to the show, folks. This is Gabbin' and Games for, we're calling it Gabbin' and Games Live because we're going to start making a very clear distinction between Gabbin' and Games Live and the 30-minute edited Gabbin' and Games that we'll be doing more during the week. We'll give you a whole update on the Discord later today. Okay. But yeah, this is Gabbin' and Games for the 25th of August. Let us begin. Hello. Ah! Where's my pipe? God damn it. I had a corncob pipe. I was smoking it last night. Anyway, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. I hope you had a nice weekend. We're going to be talking today about a game that's kind of jumped to the top of my... I'm very interested in that. Pragmata after Gamescom. Gamescom popped a couple of titles that I was aware of, but kind of popped them to the top of my pay attention to that. We're going to be looking at some Pragmata footage, brand new. Obviously, we'll be talking about the big head-to-head Silent Hill F versus Requiem 9. There was a bunch of info about both games, but there's also some Dark Horse horror games coming that I don't know if they're going to be better, but they certainly are worth your attention. And then just kind of covering the news. I got to show you some really cool tech and shit like that. James Taquino says 2026 gaming is looking great, potentially the best year in a long time. Yeah, man, but look, September, October is fucking, I mean, I am having to make some choices, and I haven't had a chance to do this yet, but I almost put into ChatGPT today, like, how do I choose what to play? Because I want to play a lot of stuff because I want to be able to talk about it, with an educated opinion. But at the same time, I'm just like, I had this fantasy over the weekend. I was going to 100% Indiana Jones before the DLC comes out. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, I played for about 6 hours this weekend, and then I'm like, well, Gears is out tomorrow. Shantae is out. Shinobi is out. Metal Gear Delta is out. And it's almost like what I need to do is create a list on my computer of like, these are the games I'm going to play for my job. And I'll play them as long as I can or I need to. And then I'll have my list of games that are like, these are just for me, right? Like I was talking to Colin about Mafia. And it had kind of been on my radar. And then he kind of pushed me over the edge with it. He was just like, it's really fucking good. And so I picked that up. And now I really want to play that. Well, do I play that or Delta first? I don't fucking know. So Gears of War comes out tomorrow. I want to show you a little bit about that. I'm excited for it. Here's what's cool about Gears. I had Cliff on the show about a year and a half ago, and it was like a book club. I was thinking of doing a book club and bringing on developers and diving deep into their games and shit. And Gears was the first one, and I hadn't played it in a very, very long time. And I played whatever they have on Game Pass. I don't know what version or anything, but it holds up brilliantly. It absolutely holds up brilliantly. And, visually back then, it doesn't hold up as well, but it played great. I didn't feel like I was playing like a retro game or something. And so the fact that now it's coming back out tomorrow morning with all the great graphics, I am excited to pick that up. Although I think it's on Game Pass, so I don't really have to. But I'll tell you if you're curious, right? So here is this is the trailer for it, but this is coming out tomorrow. I have never. Let me get rid of this thing up here. Hang on. I have never. There we go. I have never really gotten into Gears multiplayer. So the fact that this is now going to be cross-play, it's going to be. It'll keep all your saves across systems. I kind of want to get it for PlayStation 5 just because the DualSense seems like it would be a great fucking controller to play this with. But I'm not going to drop $70 or whatever it is just to fucking play for that. But I am excited for this. I don't know if you guys are looking to play this. Maybe we'll do a members night where we play multiplayer because I really haven't spent much time with the multiplayer. But the single player I love. And then, yeah, it's got the crossplay. I get, is the co-op crossplay too? I have to assume it is. Yeah, that would be really cool too, because I've never played this co-op either. But it's a great game, holds up great. Okay, so if you're curious, and there's no reviews yet, which is a little weird. I think it's going to be fine. I don't know who developed this. I don't. Is the developer of this? It's not the Coalition guys, is it? Tech, can you look up who developed Gears of War Reloaded? I just, because it's a little weird. There's no trailer yet for this fucking thing. But this will be out tomorrow. If you're looking for the time, LA, my time starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. So I'll probably be streaming this early in the morning just to kind of see what it's like. And then these are your times for all over the rest of the world.
Coalition.
Okay, so it's okay, so it should be a really good game. They're a good developer. It's not like they gave it to some third stringer or something like that. So, okay, cool. So this will be out, and then the Shinobi reviews are dropping, which is exciting. I played the demo. I love the demo of Shinobi. Thought it was excellent. The one criticism, like it's sitting in an 88, I think. Let me see if it's gone up or down. The one criticism that does seem to be pretty consistent, and your mileage will vary depending on how problematic it is for you, is the level design. They say the level design gets real samey. It's. I thought it was a Metroidvania, but it really isn't. It's a Metroid. It's like linear levels, but the levels are really, really, really big, and then you can go back to previous levels and unlock things based on moves and abilities you've gained in down the road levels. So it's kind of a Metroidvania light, and they say that the fighting is amazing, the art is amazing. Like I said, I've played this. I thought the demo was absolutely fucking insanely good. And it played very different from Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which is also insanely good. So I will be getting this. I am a little bothered that they say that the level design gets kind of dull. But think about it. They're like saying 7 hours to play and then 20 hours if you want 100% it. So I'm picking this up. It looks amazing. Let me look at that. That's cool. It looks amazing visually. Obviously, it plays like butter. I mean, it actually plays better in terms of movement than Ragebound. And I thought Ragebound was insanely good in terms of how you control the character, but this actually plays better than that. Seeger says, I think I will play this game after MGS3. Eternal says, I was not sold on Shinobi gameplay in the demo. That's interesting. Why not? That's very interesting. I immediately took to it. I thought it was great. But he's saying it's because he felt the platforming felt off. Morgan says it sounds Metroidvania. No. Metroidvania, all those levels are linked, right? So Metroidvania is like, here's Ragebound, by the way, if you're curious whether they're comparing it. Metroidvania is, everything loops back on itself into a meta map, usually. But this is like there's 7 levels, and the levels are linear, and there is a sense of completing a level. But I mean, it's still, there's a lot of exploration and backtracking and shit. So looks good. I'm excited. Seeger says Ragebound was awesome. I really liked it as well. I haven't finished it because I'm stuck on 2 bosses. Even when I slow the game down to like 50%, I can't figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Or at least I think I know what I'm supposed to do, but I can't do it. So Morgan says I didn't like Ragebound, to be honest. Really? Why? Why not? Why not? Rob is loving Sword of the Sea. That's the game from the guys who did Azebo, that fucking thing, and the Sword of the Pathless or something. What's that group called? I hear it's amazing. I don't even know what the fuck it is. That game came out, and then there's another game called Herdless that's getting also similar great arty-farty reviews that came out on Game Pass day one. And so I probably will play those tonight as well, just because I'm, I want to be up on it. But yeah, I hear Sword is absolutely fantastic, Robert the Moderate. Okay. Let's move forward, shall we? But yeah, I will be, look, Gears I'm getting, Shinobi I'm getting. I'll tell you something that's interesting. Oh, Blue Gamer, you beat Ragebound. Well, maybe I'll have to reach out to you and go, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Because I couldn't tell you. I don't know how to beat that game. There's two bosses. One that has this kind of octopus tentacles that chase you. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I know I can jump on some of the tentacles in order to stay afloat because it's over a gap of air. Visually, I can't tell which ones I'm supposed to jump on, so it just seems like luck. Kind of pissing me off. Yes, you're right. There's also the 2D Terminator game that's coming out, I think, September, October. There's so fucking much. Look, I don't know. There's nothing clever about what I'm going to say, but I don't know what you do if you're working in that business now. You can make a great game, and just there's not enough people to play it. There's going to be people talk about, it's the greedy corporations. I'm sure that's a big part of it, but I also think there's a problem with there's just not enough of an audience for this stuff. Speaking of, remember back when Shinobi Revenge ripped off Terminator, Rambo, Spider-Man? Well, I remember there was a Shinobi game in the arcade, and I'm sure this is what you're talking about, where I saw Spider-Man. I remember I'm like, why is that? There's no way that's Spider-Man climbing on the wall, right? I just remember that and going, how is that possible that they have Spidey in this game? And I guess they had Godzilla too. I wasn't aware of that. Did they ever? I'm surprised nobody sued them. It was a different time, of course. Games weren't as big. But yeah, I remember seeing that and going, you guys know what he's talking about? Like, what was it called? Shinobi. I want to put that. I want to see that real quick. It's been ages since I've seen that. Revenge Spider-Man. It's so fucking weird. Oh, okay. So Sega had the license, so it was okay. Okay. Yeah. So here you go. Although it wasn't this. It was one. Okay. That is actually Spider-Man, and maybe I never got that far, but in the arcade, it was like the first or second level that you just kind of saw him crawling on the wall, like in the shadows, and it was like, what the fuck is this? Arcade. Yeah, let's see. It was a very, here it is right here. This fucking thing. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? When I was a kid, I'm like, okay, that's fucking Spider-Man, dude. But I never knew what this, I don't even know what this game is. Maybe this isn't, but this is the game I'm talking about. What the fuck is that? That's not Shinobi. Ooh, look at that. Spider-Man Ninja. Come on. Shinobi Spider-Man. It was called the Super Shinobi. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It was interesting. We got Metal Gear 3, Shinobi, Lost Soul Aside in a couple days. Yeah, Morgan, I know, but my God, what are you going to play first? How are you going to get played? I am excited, though, for... there's a lot I'm excited for now, but I'm excited for Shinobi and Metal Gear. I don't even know what Lost Soul Aside is. And then the Batman Lego game. There was some really good stuff. At Opening Night Live and at Gamescom. I will say this, though, that's weird to me. I thought it was a terrible show. It wasn't a poorly made show or anything like that. But it wasn't very engaging. Most of the trailers like, But he says live viewership was up 60% year over year. So I think the real takeaway is, what the fuck is going on? Are people that fucking desperate for what? Again, I'm not knocking Keeley. He puts on a great show. But I am curious about, no matter how just okay the previous show's trailers were, people still show up in droves for the next one, which makes me go, what am I missing? What is going on? What is happening where people are so hungry for trailers? Because that's all they really are at these shows. I'm very curious about that. I linked you a gameplay demo for Phantom Blade Zero. Oh, really? There's a demo for that's out? Oh my God, fantastic. Okay, yeah, I'll look into it. Thank you, Ohio. I didn't know that was already out. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. I'll look at it tonight. Phantom Blade Zero, cool. The game La Divine Commedia looks pretty wicked, James DeKino says. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Hello, I'm streaming. What's up, baby?
Oh, did you order groceries yet?
I have not yet, but I will. If you need to order food, just go ahead and do Grubhub.
Okay.
La Divina Commedia. What is this? Was this at the Future Game Show or what is this? Oh, okay. So Morgan says no, it's terrible. It's by a awful Italian. What's awful about them? Let's see. Let's check it out real quick. Horrible Souls-like is what they did last. Oh, okay. So maybe it's just a good trailer. I can't help but say like Keely. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Wait, okay, so Phantom Blade MK is releasing late next year, but there's already a demo for that game that you can just download. Like, is it available to everyone, oh hi? Which is great, I'm glad. Oh, okay, I did see this trailer. Okay, I thought it was cool. But there's this was part of why I thought the show was so weak. There were so many games that were like this. That I'm just like, I just can't anymore, But let's see. Phantom Blade Zero demo. Hang on. The trailer looks really good, you're saying? I thought it looked okay. I mean, it looks like a lot of other things, but, your mileage will vary. Okay. Are you telling me you sent me a video of it, or you sent me a playable link to it? Because I don't think there's a playable fan. I think people would have been. Am I understanding you correctly? Like, I know if you went to Gamescom, you could play it, but are you saying they've since released that? If so, that's fucking awesome. But I wasn't aware of that. Black Frost. I don't even know what that is. Gaming. Let's see. Black Frost. The Long Dark 2? Is that what you mean? I guess that's the sequel to The Long Dark. Okay, gotcha. All right. Anyway, let us move forward, shall we? I want to talk briefly about this because I thought this was I had a thought about this because I know a lot of people. I have been super fucking hardcore into okay, you're telling me you sent me a video. Okay, gotcha, Ohio. Understood. So I have been super fucking hardcore into Call of Duty multiplayer. I mean, I always have been for the last 4 years. But the last month, it's just something about probably the matchmaking. I don't know what it is, but it has got its hooks in me probably more than it ever fucking has. Hello, Monkey Pong. Good to see you, bud. And I was telling Tech last night because I was talking about my ADD and talking about my techniques for dealing with my ADD. And lately my new technique is like, okay, if I have to do the dishes or clean up or do something I don't want to do that I call like impossible tasks, I'm like, okay, if you do that, you can play 3 rounds of Call of Duty, right? So, I mean, I'm fucking hardcore into it. I'm loving it. It's great. And I do think there's something with the matchmaking that is also, working for me right now. I get it. Yeah, a lot of core gamers like to shit on Call of Duty. I don't know what to tell you. I think it's a fucking it's a blast. Battlefield, I loved, as I said last week, I loved the first beta, but the second beta I thought was of Battlefield 6 was just kind of very disappointing and something felt very off about it. But anyway, what I thought was interesting is a lot of the people are complaining about the skins. Here's one I've never seen. I mean, I have a couple goofy skins. This is like a gingerbread guy. And there's Nicki Minaj and Beavis and Butthead are in it right now. And Jay and Silent Bob are in it right now. And American Dad, that cast is in it, and King of the Hill. And, I don't really care about it. It doesn't bother me. I think it's kind of fun. And, the people who buy the cartoony skins, they just pop in the environment. They're easier to kill. But I get some people do. And the Call of Duty sort of social media team was addressing this week. And they haven't said they're going to do anything about it. The only thing that we know is going to happen is that they said we are going to keep we're gonna keep the Battlefield or the Call of Duty 6 skins if you bought them. So if you bought American Dad in 6, you can play it in 7. So as much as they're giving lip service to the fact that they say, look, I get it. Some of you guys don't like the weird skins, but what they're not saying, but is obvious, is it's making us a shit ton of money because enough people do. But think about this, though. I've solved it for them. I've totally solved it for these people. If you are of the type of person who wants to play Call of Duty like a proper war game, and you don't like the goofy skins, you could do what a lot of games have done with gore and stuff. It's like, okay, well, that's all local, right? So if you hit a flip, hello, oh, look, it's the Last Stand Media folks. I felt for a moment the place had been classed up all of a sudden. Suddenly, it smelled like champagne and money. What is up, fellas? It's great to see you guys as always. Oh, Micah. What's up? Mike is here, you guys. How are you, buddy? How you doing? It's really great to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Colin, and thank you, Dustin, for shooting that audience over to us. This is Gabbin' and Games. It's a live show we do a couple times a week along with videos here on the channel. I appreciate you being here. We are talking today. Right now we're talking about some Call of Duty skins, and I've solved this problem for them. Shut up, MK Ness. But then we're going to get to Pragmata in a second, which I think looks awesome. All the stuff coming out of Gamescom. We'll talk about that. We're going to get to the big horror showcase between Requiem and Silent Hill F in a couple of minutes, along with some other Dark Horse horror games that might actually rule the roost over Halloween. So it's going to be a good show. We appreciate you being here. Thank you. Good to see you, Jonathan Gould. Thank you for joining us for the first time. Okay. Oh, Mike Tessmacher is here of the Cincinnati Tessmachers. Very good family. Whatever. But listen. So here's my solve for Activision, right? All you got to do, I think, maybe it's a little harder than this, but all you got to do is go in there and say, if you flip a switch and you want all the skins to be normal skins, military-based skins. So even though I might be playing against MK Ness or Rob the Mod and they're running around as Beavis and Butthead, I don't have to see them like that. So they can still see all the goofy skins because I've bought weird skins in Call of Duty and I don't care what anyone else sees. I'm not like going around going, look at maybe that's it for some people. Maybe there is the peacocking part where they're like, look at my Beavis skin. Yeah, Morgan says they have this in Soul Calibur 6, right? So it's not an unsolvable problem. The real question is, how much of a problem is this, or is it a tempest in a teacup? Is it one of those vocal minority issues where most people don't really... the game does incredibly well, and a lot of gamers will bitch about Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a great game. 6 is a lot of fucking fun. I even like 5. So, I don't know. That's my solution, Activision. Send me a check. Anybody else says Eternal kind of annoyed that Kojima is saying he wrote Death Stranding 3 already, but he won't be helping to make it. This isn't movies with screenplays being sold to another team. Well, no, but the fact of the matter is that perhaps since they're going to develop it, I assume through Kojima Productions, he can write it, he can executive produce it, hand it off to a different director, and work on something else. He's laid the foundation. He's laid the strand. Am I using that totally made up term right? Okay, Jaffe, allowing players to see crazy skins raises the chances those players buy the same skins. I get it. I absolutely get it. And that may be so much of a reason why that those guys are going, we're not going to implement what Jaffe's talking about. But I'm sure they have the data of like how much of a sale of a Beavis skin comes from me seeing the Beavis skin and how much of it comes from in game versus in store. But I imagine also if you don't go clicking it off, then it'll be the default. TZ Mech says that's the whole point of skins, the bragging factor. I mean, to you, and I think that's kind of what I'm asking or what I'm suggesting is I don't know the data on when somebody buys a skin, how much of it has to do with someone else having seen someone else use it against them. Is what I would say. Now, I mean, but again, Battlefield, you guys can love Battlefield 6 all you want, and I'm hoping they make the final game more like Weekend 1 than Weekend 2, the beta. But end of the day, they say they're not going to do wacky skins. Come on. They'll do wacky skins, they'll do wacky guns if they have to. Because I've seen the pre-order skins just like you guys have. There's nothing about them that are compelling. I don't think. They kind of just look very generic. So how are they going to solve that? I don't know. Could we please all welcome back to the fold? Tech Protector, you there?
I'm here.
Could you please, in a little beautiful little lady's voice, welcome back Mutant Mo to the fold? I ran into Mutant Mo last night on Kevin Smith's podcast. We have not seen Mutant Mo for a very long time. It's always good to have you back, buddy. We missed you. Can you please welcome him back with a little lady's voice, like you're an old lady about to die, but you're still happy?
Oh, that's a different voice I was going to go for Marilyn Monroe talking to the president.
No. Old lady.
Oh, there, Milton. Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh, it's been so long.
That sounds like that's racist. Okay, don't do that ever again.
How's that racist?
Sounds like you're making some Japanese lady or something. I don't know what
I only know old Hispanic ladies. I don't know any old ladies of other people.
Okay. Pragmata got 15 minutes of new gameplay, and there was a boss fight. Now, this game has now jumped to the top of my list of like, hey man, hello, Bold Alpha Wolf. I was always curious about this game, but I'm still like, I think this looks really compelling and really fun. The one thing I'll say about it, and if you don't know, this is the game where you've got the little kid on your back who's not really a kid; she's a robot. And you're the Dead Space kind of guy, and you're on the moon base, and you're basically being attacked by robots that want to kill you because you're trying to figure out what happened and how you get home. And the robots are too strong, but once she starts hacking them, which are all these little mini games, then you can actually do damage to them and kill them. And obviously, the fear or the confusion has always been, well, how is that going to work in real time? How are you going to be able to stay focused on the game while you're doing these little mini games? And it looks like it works, and it looks like it works really well, and it looks like there's a lot of risk and reward and a lot of variance about how well you do the mini game. There's a direct correlation between if you're really good at the mini games, you're going to have an easier time in combat. If you're not so great at the mini games, then you're going to have to be better at the combat, and I'm sure everybody will find their sweet spot. And what I also really like that I saw in this demo that I didn't know before is if you look at this, so what you do, if you don't already know, is you got to get to the green circle, right? And sometimes there are red things, so you have to make sure you don't go over the red. So you've got to go through the blue. But then I'm starting to see that there are other icons in the mini games that if you can collect those before you get to the green, will allow you more power, right? So in this case, if you get the shield, this will, I don't know why it looks like a shield, but it does more damage to the robots if you move your mini game through it, right? So there's a lot about this I like. If you watch this footage, which is the latest and greatest footage, and here's the boss fight, the only real concern I have about it is it almost, like, you could easily see this becoming one of those games where it's the sequel that really becomes the success story, right? Because it almost feels very empty, and it almost feels like it doesn't feel like you're like in a living adventure. It kind of just feels like all this exists to show off this cool mechanic. And I'm not entirely sure if that's how it's going to feel, but that would be my biggest concern. But I'm still excited to play. SF says, wait, you have to play a mini game if you want to attack the boss. You can attack the boss all day long, but you barely do any damage. Now, I'm sure some bosses are going to be more, or some enemies are going to be more inclined to take damage in certain damage points without the mini game being done at all or being done well. But yeah, that relationship between those two mechanics is kind of what the whole game is built on. The other thing that I do really like about this, and yeah, I would agree. Robbo says it seems like a lot going on, a little hard to parse. That's what I worried about at the beginning. But everyone who's played it, at least all the journalists that have played it and written about it, have said it's really, really good. And it totally works. Do I think this was originally a Mega Man reboot? No. I guess, but why? Why would you assume this was Mega Man? But what I wonder about, what I like about this is, this guy, if you watch this opening cutscene, this guy is under the impression that this is somebody's daughter. He's like, why did somebody bring their daughter to this moon base? But we know because of Capcom that she's a robot. And I kind of wish they wouldn't have spoiled that. I wish we thought for half the game she was just some, savant good doctor kid who's just really good at being able to hack and shit. And it's not until later we're like, oh shit, she's not real. But I think there is kind of a cool classic sci-fi flavor to it where it's like you're this guy and you've got this robot girl and, you're protecting her, but she's also, it's just, there's something that feels like one of those great 70s sci-fi novels kind of things about it that I am very interested in this game. And after, seeing more gameplay and hearing more feedback, I am quite excited. This is probably at the top of my list of new things coming out. I think that this is coming out in 2026, or maybe I'm wrong. Mutemo says, I was going to go with him totally hallucinating her on his back, like an AI glitch in the system. That would be cool too. Maybe that's the twist if they have a twist. MK says, and Eric says, there's a lot of chatter that this was a Mega Man reimagining that will be revealed at the end. I'm pretty sure that's not true. It may have been a Mega Man original game, but why would you think this is a Mega Man original game? Like, are you saying the girl in blue was like Mega Man, and Mega Man hopped onto somebody's back, and that's kind of where that comes from? But Mutemo says I'm hearing the Mega Man theories too. So you're all right. I mean, I would be that would seem so goofy because unless it's such a rebrand of Mega Man, I guess then fine. But Mega Man's world is so goofy and cartoony that why would this be Mega Man? It would be totally weird.
Doesn't seem like on par because we had that Pac-Man reboot that was like completely different from Pac-Man.
Yeah, but that's Namco Bandai. Capcom knows what the fuck they're doing. Troy Branch says it's because the arm blaster. Yeah, but she doesn't have an arm blaster. She's just hacking. Unless you're saying that used to be an arm blaster. I don't know. We'll see. But there you go. I'm excited for this one. And then again, I was just looking at Polygon, but I know a lot of you guys don't like Polygon, but all the press has been glowing for the most part. People who played it. Says there's always, this is the one caveat, which I think is a good caveat. There's always a chance Pragmata's combination of hacking puzzles and third-person shooting is something like the Pepsi Challenge, best in small doses. I don't get that reference. I mean, I get the reference, but I don't know what they're talking about. Best in small doses, cloying in the long run. But Pragmata's shooting and gameplay facets that surround it are incredibly fun at first blush. It certainly shot to the top of my list of most anticipated games coming next year. So yeah, I'm in. I'm excited. Now look, my delightful friends, in just a moment, we're going to get to watching some horror trailers. I know Morgan in the chat does not like Resident Evil 9. I have not seen the gameplay trailer from Gamescom, but I have seen the opening night live trailer and I thought it was fine. But the gameplay compared to Silent Hill F, we're going to be looking at that in just a moment. However, what I want to tell you, I want to tell you a couple things first. First, I want to tell you Tom's Guide. I want to rave again, as I always do, but now GeForce Now is finally getting the RTX 50 upgrade next month. They're not raising their price. It's going to cost you $19. This is happening according to the article at exactly the same time PS5 Pro is going up to a whopping $750. This has a very real chance, they say, to upend the entire idea of a games console. Now, I know the audience here always likes to poo-poo cloud gaming until they actually try it. And if they live in a place with a data center close by, they go, Jesus Christ, Jaffe, you were right. This is amazing. So here's what they say. Indiana Jones, The Great Circle looks spectacular at 5K 120 frames. So crisp with detail and depth. Black Myth Wukong is a night and day difference with NVIDIA's cinematic quality streaming. And when compared to the outgoing version of GeForce Now, which is what I've got, CQS delivers a remarkable cinematic quality streaming difference. Every input is so much more immediate on GeForce Now than it is on PS5. I know some of this will be because of the higher frame rate, but any fears of multi-frame gen causing additional latency on top of any network-based delay were quickly extinguished. So what I would say to you, if this is, and Danny in the middle is a believer like I am, cloud gaming is amazing, I love it. If you're even curious about this, you can go to GeForce Now, and they will let you do a latency test so you can see if you're even in a position to benefit from this. But it really is, and that may be one of the reasons, like the only reason I'm even considering a PlayStation 5 Pro right now is because I do want to play Ghost of Yotei on it with that level, and it won't be out on PC maybe ever in terms of through GeForce, right? So that may convince me, but short of that, my $19 a month GeForce Now 580 come September will be better than any PlayStation or Xbox or Switch product on the market in terms of just graphic fidelity. How amazing is that? I mean, that's fucking amazing. That's the world we're in. We're all heading towards that. Now, I understand people get mad at me. Yeah, they did, Mutant Mode. They raised prices on all their PS products. I mean, not their peripherals and stuff, I don't believe, but just the main hardware. Yeah, because the tariffs is what they said. PCs still have so many issues, says Eternal. You don't have to play this on PC. Put it on your phone. Put it on your TV. They don't care where you play it. And this is not a PC game. This is just sort of straight up, wherever you get your internet. I assume it's $20 a month for the servers and you buy the games. That's right. There are some free games and demos, but no, it's mostly, it's a really good complement to your Steam library, or it's a really good complement to good old games and all. And it's going to be, it links to Game Pass. So because Xbox Cloud plays all of their games on servers that are Xbox S, I will always play my Xbox Game Pass games on GeForce because they're, it's the best version. Like if you look at Stalker 2 on GeForce Now versus, and this is the 480, GeForce Now versus Xbox Cloud, it wipes the fucking floor with it, man. Okay. All right. GeForce Now, says GT, is still a PC in the cloud. Yeah, but I don't have to update it. I don't have to worry about bugs. I don't have to worry about viruses. I don't have to worry about running out of memory. To quote my pal, it just works. Although people think that's Todd Howard, and I guess he said it, but it's actually, I want to say it's more like Steve Jobs said it originally. TZ Mex says I get stressed out not owning my games. And I hear you. I mean, it's not a problem I have. It's I'm okay with it. But yeah, if you look briefly, then we're going to move on. But I want to show you one other thing before we get to the horror stuff, which I'm excited about. I do want to push back on Greychild's post here that the PS Cloud streaming feels just as responsive. I have not had a problem with the PS Plus cloud, but I haven't played it a lot anymore. There used to be a version of it where you could play streaming cloud games on your PC from the PlayStation, but I don't think that exists anymore. And so I'm totally down, with just I guess what you're saying is what? So then if I don't think this would work because I don't think they're going to do this. But are you saying that if I bought a copy of Ghost of Yotei and then streamed it, I would be streaming it off a PS Plus or a PlayStation 5 Pro? That would be pretty great. Then I don't even have to buy it. But yeah, so for me, these are the games I've been playing lately, and they just look just fucking delectable, man. I mean, I'm not a big graphics guy, but I can appreciate great graphics, and it's good stuff, man. I recommend it. So check it out if you're curious, but what I'll let you do is do a test to make sure you're not going to get screwed if you subscribe for a month and you have a bad experience. Okay. The other thing I will say, because people always give me shit about the cloud, I'm glad people are slowly coming around to it. I always knew they would. You can't beat low barrier of entry and convenience in any business, in any fucking business. As I've said before, I get you're going to get a better piece of meat at Ruth's Chris, but more people are going to go to McDonald's. So you think Nintendo is going to use GeForce since they have a partnership, says PK? I don't know. I know they've done experiments with their streaming on Switch 1. So I wasn't aware they had a partnership, but sure. Javi, have you seen Sony's new patent on what they say is a new way to develop without the need of dev kits, which is just a way to port it to the cloud? In the patent, they talk about cloud gaming. Yeah, everybody knows cloud gaming is where things are going. I mean, it's not like 3D televisions that Sony came out with, and suddenly everybody's like, it's great, and then 4 months later it was dead. This is, continuing to be talked about, to be invested in. Xbox just came out recently and talked about their new investments in new server farms for specifically cloud gaming. Even if you go to YouTube, YouTube is now streaming games directly to your PC without any downloads, probably mobile as well, because, nobody wants to fucking wait, which I get. So anyway, I told you so. We're not there yet, Javi. I know. I told you so. We're not there yet. I understand that. But we're getting there. I think we can all agree. The other thing we can all agree on is, but I get more shit on this, but you'll just have to wait and see. Have you seen this? Mirage 2. I'm gonna give you a real demo. I'm gonna give a real fucking sample of this. This is not ready for prime time. So what I need some of you guys to do, whenever I show stuff like this, they're like, I can't fucking play the game. You can't even do this. It's not a game yet. Okay. This is incredibly early. It's nascent. It's don't breathe on it wrong or you may fucking kill it. It even says it's not a video game or entertainment experience. This is a demonstration only. Okay. But it's showing, like I can go in, let me show you first what it does with its prompt. So it just tells you what the prompt is, right? So, and then I'm going to write my own prompt. Okay. And there's not much to do. But this is as far as we've come. This is as far as we've come. And it's getting better. David Seeger, thank you for the super chat. You guys should be more like David Seeger. He's a hell of a guy. He says, heading back to work. Thanks for the great show and an hour of time that I got to stop thinking about debits, and credits. You goddamn right, sir. Thank you, sir, for that. And Johnny Sulk, thank you for getting James Tocchino his very own gifted membership. We appreciate that as well. So all this is right now is, I can, at a very low frame rate, I can move the camera around. And it is keeping consistency with the environment and with the character to a large extent. And this is coming off of prompts. Okay, so I'm going to write our own prompt, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Because what is really exciting about this to me is basically the holodeck. what is really exciting to me is that in 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, you will be able to have, just like you can go in right now and have a large language model write you a choose your own adventure story, and it'll basically write itself in real time. This is where this is going, right? And this is where we all want it to go. We want to live in these worlds, and we want them to not feel scripted. We want it to feel like it's a story mixed with my choices, like the holodeck. Okay. So I want to, let me write somebody give me a prompt. Somebody give me a prompt, just like a set. Just give me a setting, basically. And it's popular. It takes about 15 seconds to load, very early. I know
A solitary gas station on Route 66, middle of the desert.
Okay. I don't know if I want this as Eric. I want to experience an authored experience. It's the same thing, though, right? If there's going to be experiences that people are and developers are simply really good at authoring, but authoring within this limitation or within this world, right? So an example would be if you are a Neil Druckmann and you're basically doing the prompts and you're like, here are the guardrails. Here are the guardrails for the characters. Here's this, here's that. But then with all that laid in, now I want the player to have X amount of freedom. That is basically the sweet spot. If it's just make it up as you go, then I agree with you. It's going to be just kind of sloppy as fuck. But that's not the final vision of this. It should feel authored, but authored from a standpoint of freedom as well. Okay, so let's see. Let me use, Bold Alpha Wolf says creepy swamp, desolated desert with sparse ruin. Okay, let's do a creepy swamp. Okay, let's do my own. Okay, so get rid of that. You can download it. That's probably even better, but okay. All right, let me go get a creepy swamp real quick. Now it could draw it without it, but I think I need to. I think I need to put something into. Okay, so let's just say here's the creepy swamp. Let's go with more photorealism. See what happens. Okay. All right. Open image in new tab. All right. It's not ready. Focus. Why aren't you focused? I'll just grab it from here. Okay, so we'll say upload this. Okay, creepy swamp where a giant clown lady is bouncing her giant body. You play a robot that is... And there are...
Speak louder for the dead air, please.
Horses standing around. I'm just stream of conscious. Creepy swamp where a giant clown lady is bouncing her giant body around. You play a robot and there are horses standing around. No idea how this is going to play. No idea how this is going to play. It could be a nightmare, but you get an idea where things are going. It's going to take about 20 seconds. Yeah, Gears is out tomorrow, Robbo. I'll be playing it in the morning. It comes out 8 a.m. California time. So, did you play the indie horror game on Xbox? A mother is looking for her kid at a carnival, says Chris. I mean, there's a lot of... I don't know. It sounds familiar, but that's a relatively generic horror setting, so... all right, let's see. Here we go. I love that Gears is on PS Now. I never touched it back in the day. Is Gears on PS? Oh, hang on. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. So we have horses. I don't think it's showing my character. Right? So. Oh, there's my character. Okay. A I guess that's the clown lady. I'm not quite sure why she looks like that. It does sound like Crow Country, but I don't know if Crow Country was about that. Why is he stuck on her? There we go. I mean, come on, you guys. You gotta. Now, here's the deal. If you can look at this and you can see the vision, my friends, you're getting it. A lot of people can't. They look at this and go, I don't want to fucking play this. This looks like fucking shit. And it's like, yeah, we're not there yet. But this is as far as we've ever fucking come. So I wanted to share that with you. I thought it was pretty fucking cool. Now, here's what we're going to do. If Bold Alpha says, no, I'm sorry. Okay, so two things. Bold Alpha says, so if you feed it a phrase, it'll give you the skeleton of the game. Not yet. This is not a game. There's no game logic in it yet. But it will give you a rough version of an environment based on your visual prompt and your text prompt and what is happening within it. This isn't the best example to convince us, says GTA Man. But this is what you have to understand. No. Okay, this is what I don't get. Alien Bobcorn says, this is where I get super frustrated. And this is where I need tech to come in and tell me, do I get mad at people or just shut the fuck up? Because he says, this looks like a game I play for 5 minutes and uninstall and refund it. Okay, so here's where I get frustrated at people. Do you honestly think I am showing you this and saying, isn't this fun? I'm asking you to look a little bit like, look at this and imagine where we were a year ago and imagine where we'll be with this kind of technology in 5 years, 10 years. No one wants you to play this. Right. John says it's the beginning of something huge. Right. That's why I'm showing it to you. I am asking them to have foresight, but they're gamers. Why can they not have foresight? Darth Nugget, of course, he says, I do not think that comment was worth that strong of an emotion from you, but that's who you are, so it is what it is. No, it was because I see it consistently. Like, I got to say, yeah, it's a good point. Eric Lennon says this is why devs leaks hurt developers, because people don't have vision. Yeah, I get frustrated because there is a consistent lack of ability to see a little bit down the road. And so you want to keep everything close to the vest. I agree. All right. Anyway, let's move on though. Let's talk about some games people are excited about at the moment. Now, I'm not going to show you the opening cutscene. This is what Keeley already showed. I have not watched, so we're going to watch and pause and talk. We're going to watch the gameplay for Requiem. It's about 10 minutes, and then we're going to watch a 10-minute interview with gameplay of Silent Hill F. And at the end, I want to see which one you're more interested in. Okay? I think, obviously, Requiem's going to sell more because, it's a franchise. It's more commercial. But it does sound like F has a lot more action in it. So let's give I don't know if you guys have already seen this, but I have not. So indulge me if you don't mind. Let's see what we've got. This, I think, is coming from IGN, but this is the first-person gameplay. Here we go. And they give you the gameplay where you can at any point you can jump between first and third. So the first chunk of this is first, and they just jump to third. Not only will RE9 says GTA outsell Silent Hill, but I think it'll be rated higher overall. Interesting. Okay. Troy Branch, thank you for the super chat. Troy says, we lack foresight because we lack foreskin. I'm not sure it's that connected, but it's possible. Is this Grace? That's her name. She was the little girl, right? In 2. I will say most of what I've seen from this so far, though, feels very okay. I know what this is. Whereas I think what I've seen from Silent Hill has been more surprising. This just, you know, I was just playing Resident Evil 7 again about a month ago. And this so far feels pretty much like that. But, I mean, I love that game, so I don't care. And the other thing is, I'm kind of tired of Mr. X kind of characters, or that guy in the house.
What the fuck?
I hope this thing is not a perennial chaser. Like a few times in the game. I mean, it's cool looking. But, hello, Morgan. That's cool. That's very cool.
What the hell was that thing?
What do you mean it looks bad, Morgan? I don't think it looks... You think it looks bad, or it just looks like you played a game like this too many times? I mean, it looks incredibly well made. You think visually it looks bad? No, this is Resident Evil, though. I mean, I can't get enough of fucking horror games, man. So I don't care. I'll try anything. But isn't this the girl, though, in Resident Evil 2 that Claire Redfield found and rescued, and at the end she was with her at the very end of the game? That's not the girl we're talking about? But I you know, Silent Hill Remake 2 was one of my favorite games of the year. And I'm also, oh, that was Rebecca Chambers. Okay. Yeah, I get all these characters mixed up. This is a spin-off game character's daughter. Okay. Was it from the spin-off of 7? Or 8? It was most recent spin-off. Yeah, Anna, I mean, I'm critical, but not so critical that I would look at this and say, I don't want to play this. I mean, like, this looks awesome. But typical. But if it's a lot of this shit, though, of just hiding, I think I'll be like, okay, I'm done. Well, MK Ness, you can change it to third person whenever you want. No, I'm with you, Rob. I hope it's not all run and chase stuff. I mean, it never has been. Even with Mr. X, or even with that other guy, the patriarch of the weird family in 7, that was still a small part of it. But it's just like, okay, can we move on from this shit? I guess people like it. I don't fucking know. They do it in all these fucking games, but I don't find it very scary. I just find it annoying. So it sounds like everybody in the chat is like, yeah, not a fan of things like that, the stalk and hide. But it's like, okay, so why do they keep doing it? Maybe it's like underwater levels back in the day. TZ Mac, what do you mean? Which detail with the camera? Yeah, Lux, there's supposed to be 2 protagonists, yeah. Yeah, MK Ness says, I'll play it because I love the series, but they've shown nothing really exciting. I agree with that. This feels like we have kind of been here, done that with Resident Evil. Okay, so now I think they're going to change the third person at this point. That should be the mechanic. When she gets really scared, she like leaves her body and she's like floating above it in this third person. And she gets really scared. It's like a near-death experience. So she's like above it, and then she just dies. Yeah, I'm with you. Bold Alpha Wolf says I have faith in Capcom. Yeah, I mean, I don't look at this and think it's bad. This is pizza, you know. But then again, people make fun of me because I like 7-Eleven pizza. So, but pizza's pizza. John Sulk, the gameplay doesn't matter. It's all about the story. Wow. So why would you not just watch a movie then? Now, I will say 7-Eleven has pizza and it's not gross. It's good. I will say that the people who have played Silent Hill F have said that, like, I've seen 3 articles on it, and they, including one from IGN, saying this could be a Game of the Year quality game. Not this, but Silent Hill. Whereas I haven't heard anybody coming back from Gamescom going, "Oh my fucking god, Requiem was insanely cool." It's just most people are kind of responding like you guys are, which is like, yeah, you know, Eternal. We don't have a Little Caesars close or a Pizza Hut. I would much rather order from them, but when it's late at night, I have a choice between 7-Eleven and Domino's, and I cannot stand Domino's pizza. So. It's subjective, you guys. It's my taste in pizza. Shut the fuck up. Domino's says Morgan is way better than 7-Eleven. Not to me. I don't like the sauce. The new sauce they changed to is it's too sweet. Like 7-Eleven pizza feels more like there you go, there's your third person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like better pizza, but I don't like Domino's, and 7-Eleven just tastes like generic, good enough pizza. I think the game looks cool, what we're looking at right now, but I think it looks generic. It looks well done. Oh, I love Pizza Hut, but we don't have any clothes.
No, this way, no, this way.
I love old Pizza Hut, that deep dish shit. I used to like DiGiorno pizza. I still do. I just kind of got sick of it because I was tired of it. Is that Michael Jackson? Okay, so then they play the whole fucking thing through third person. I don't need to see this. Okay, we've seen it. So basically you can play it in third person. So my takeaway from this is I mean, okay, it's interesting. You're not wrong. Morgan says arguing about pizza because this game is really boring. You are on a tear today and you just don't like what you're seeing, and that's fine. But I will not throw this game under the bus. I think it's ridiculous. You're talking about not just a company that's on a roll, but you're talking about a company that, with this particular franchise, for over, I mean, when you know, once they hit with RE2 remake, ever since they have just been knocking it out of the fucking park. So I think this game is going to be, if nothing else, comfort food horror gaming. Oh my God, you're so argumentative today, Morgan. I think Capcom has been failing a lot lately. Okay, I get the Monster Hunter PC Steam issues, but for the most part, they've been doing really, really, really well. Dragon's Dogma 2 is a great game, and it sold well. MK Ness says Chronos New Dawn is going to be my horror game fix. I hope so. I think that also feels like this so far, which is people who've played it. It's like, It's very perfunctory, perfunctory, really well done, but there's nothing about it that like blows your mind. But the beginning to a lot of the game in the franchise where you start, where you're no threat whatsoever to what's stalking you, says Bold. Yeah, look, I'll be playing it. And I'm excited for it. But I'm not as excited for this as I am for what we're going to look at now, which is a 10-minute interview with the Silent Hill boys from our pals at IGN. Now, the Halloween game, I don't know, James Tukino. We'll look at that in a minute. He says the Halloween game is going to be pure horror comfort food. I'm excited for it. I need to look at it. All I saw was a trailer that just looked like Michael Myers was just walking right to left. And it was just kind of like, what am I looking at? Like, what is the game, right? I don't know. But this is, let's watch this. Let's see.
September 25th, Silent Hill F. Please welcome Silent Hill series producer at Konami, Motoi Okamoto, and game director at Neobards Entertainment, Al Yang. And interpreting for us today is Daiki Yamamoto, also from Konami Digital Entertainment. Thank you so much all for joining me, guys. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Okamoto-san, can you please just give us a quick introduction to Silent Hill F and
Hello,
why
JST.
this new entry in particular is so special?
はい、サイレントヒル X は日本
One moment. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by the chat because you guys are writing some good stuff. But wait a minute. Did you see High on Life 2 has Rodney Dangerfield? How is that possible? Do you mean like, first off, is that Indiana Jones in the back? Do you mean like they got his AI rights is what you mean? I don't understand.
で初めて舞台になるというところと、で高名な竜騎士07さんがシナリオを書くというところが特徴になります。またホラーとアクションが融合したゲームプレイを体験できるのが特徴です。
So, what makes Silent Hill F stand out is that this is the first ever game to take place in Japan. And we also have enlisted the help of Ryukishi07 as the scriptwriter for the game. Another important aspect is that the gameplay centers around a fusion of both horror and action.
That's amazing. I mean, Mr. Yang, what does that unique setting really bring for the horror of the game?
So something that Silent Hill series has always been about is that kind of feeling of tension and unfamiliarity. So with Silent Hill F setting in Japan and actually in Showa era Japan in 1960s gives us kind of two main points. The first one is, and I like to always use this phrase, which is it's foreign yet familiar. So using the school as an example, everyone culturally knows what a school is, but you might not know what a school in 1960s rural Japan might be. On top of the time period, which is the 1960s, where you might have seen like a rotary phone before or like an old style car, but you've never actually maybe experienced that before in real life. So it adds that kind of extra layer of unfamiliarity, so it feels a little bit foreign yet familiar to the players.
That's so true, yeah. Anytime there's a sort of retro element, it somewhat feels a bit creepier to me at least instantly, so I really appreciate that. Okamoto-san, the new trailer, that debuted at Opening Night Live, and we did get to hear the English voice of the protagonist.
Does anybody know if this was playable on the show floor, though? I haven't seen anybody with... I know they've let the press go hands-on with it, but I don't know if this was on the show floor at Gamescom. Do you guys know?
Hinako, can you tell who is playing her, and why is this casting so important?
はい、スージー・ヤンさんという方がひなこ役を演じています。スージーさんは有名な日本のゲームやアニメなどで声優を務めています。本作は女性が抑圧されている状況でおいてその抑圧に抗う女性を描いているんですけれども、その過酷な役を華麗に演じてくださっています。
So, Hinako in this game is voiced by Suzy Young, who is a very renowned actor who does many prominent voices in Japanese games and works. So,
Did he, Rob?
Hinako,
you're saying Rob the Mod played it? I mean, Kojima played it and said it was great. I mean, that's good because he probably wouldn't. He doesn't. You know, he usually says what he means or just doesn't say anything. So that's pretty good to hear.
has to fight oppression, female oppression that she faces in the game, and we felt that Suzy was a great match.
It's woke, you guys. Female oppression. Let's hear that again. Come on now.
So Hideko has to fight oppression, female oppression that she faces in the game, and we felt that Suzy was a great match.
Amazing, that's beautiful. And also, Okamoto-san, fans are really curious after seeing that trailer, so I'm going to ask some really important questions for them. First off, who is that mysterious guy wearing the fox mask? How does the Silent Hill F story connect to the rest of the Silent Hill universe? And also, what does Ryukishi07 bring as a narrative writer to the franchise?
はい、キツネ面の男はですね、非常に重要なキャラクターで、ひな子の人生であったり、物語の根幹に関わっています。ただ、まあ、ネタバレになるので、詳しくは言えないんですけど、
I mean, okay.
は、サイレントヒルの従来のユニバースの上に、今回の日本、
I don't know what he's saying at all.
シリーズのファンの方には、ニヤッとするようなイースターエッグ的な要素が込められています。
So,
I could be wrong, but I think he just said something very anti-Semitic. I could be wrong.
important person to both the plot and to Hinako's life in general, but we won't
Yeah, I love the
delve
key
into too many details because we don't want to spoil everything for you.
Yep.
But also, Ryukishi07's involvement has placed the Japanese setting in the overall Silent Hill universe. So there are some nods and a couple of Easter eggs that the most tentative, that the most intuitive players can find and enjoy for themselves.
Amazing. So something there for you guys to check out then. Okamoto-san, let's talk a bit about the gameplay because that's a very important part of a horror game. You do have a new weapon to reveal that has a really big impact on the action. So what's that all about?
本作はソウルライクゲームではないかって言われてるんですけれども、ソウルライクゲームではありません。ホラーとアクションが融合した新しいゲームプレイを体験できます。で、また、
Okay, so that alone was more interesting to my brain pan than anything in the. And again, Resident Evil is my favorite franchise in video games. I'm not shitting on it, but that right there looked more interesting than anything in that Requiem trailer. That's the goddamn truth.
サイレントヒルシリーズを楽しんできたファンの方向けにはストーリーモードという難易度設定を用意していますので、その設定で遊んでいただくと従来のサイレントヒルに近い体験で楽しめると思います。
So one thing we would like to make clear is that we've been hearing the term Souls-like getting thrown around, but this game is not a Souls-like.
Good to know.
Yes, and it's a fundamentally a horror-based, action-based gameplay experience that you can find. And for any long-time fans who have some concerns, there is a story mode difficulty which will replicate the authentic Silent Hill experience.
Very cool. Yeah, amazing. Al, let's talk about the monsters in Silent Hill because they've just been striking fear into us for decades. They are some of the most iconic.
What do you mean you have a concern about the director's pedigree? Who's the director? What did he work on before this? MKNS says, I worry based on the pedigree of the director. I don't know what they've done.
Characters to appear in all of horror as well. And I'm hearing that Silent Hill F is not going to be any exception. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of those ghastly creatures that we can look forward to, or maybe not look forward to?
Oh, he did the message? Oh, that was terrible. Okay, yeah, that was terrible.
So first off, I want to give a big thank you to our creature designer, Kara-san. She did a really good job taking kind of the themes that Ryukishi-san basically wrote out and then marrying that with a very, very distinctive art style and then really putting that beauty and terror into
Morgan
the game.
says he didn't do the message.
But in traditional Silent Hill fashion, as you know, that each monster in Silent Hill represents personal turmoil for the main character. And then in the case of Silent Hill F for Hinako, that's basically the same right there. So it's very interesting that we're seeing fans are already kind of talking about,
I like this so
based
much
on the
better,
name of
just
this monster,
visually
based
the
on what
world.
they look like. What does this represent
who
for Hinako
would have thought
in her
Konami
story?
would come back?
The second point I want to talk to is that for us, when we're designing monsters, each one is its own kind of puzzle, a combat puzzle, if you will. So we spend a lot of time making sure that the combat and the movement and the actions that these monsters could do matched very carefully with the lore and the meaning behind each of these monsters.
That's so clever. It is really true to the fact that there is a personal journey that goes along with the horrors that you are seeing as well. It just makes for even more player satisfaction for me as well when I'm playing these types of games. Okamoto-san, the Silent Hill games, they are also very famous, not just for the monsters, but also for the sights and the sounds that we are also experiencing. So can Silent Hill F also give us that same classic Silent Hill experience?
はい、 山岡明さんというですね、シリーズを代表する音
Am
楽
I
家
getting
の
the
方が
deluxe edition,
今回も
Alex? What do I
音楽を
get?
作ってくだ
What's
さ
it
って
come
ますの
with?
で、シリーズの本質的な音楽を楽しむことができます。また稲毛健介さんという方が日本の楽器を使ったガークというですね、日本古来の音楽を作っているので、ユーザーの方は日本の古来の音楽を楽しむことができます。
So, of course, the renowned Silent Hill composer Akira Yamaoka will be returning, and he will be providing some music for this game. But it's not just him. But we will. So, of course, he will be providing the fundamental, the classic Silent Hill audio experience. But we will also be having Mr. Kensuke Inage, who will be providing some more Japanese themed music in the form of gagaku, which is a more classical type of Japanese music that interweaves like native instruments and more classic elements. So you can expect a very diverse.
Oh, shut up,
musical
Morgan.
experience.
That's incredible. I'm
Who
impressed.
cares about RE9? A lot more people that care about this. We can appreciate the fact that Silent Hill is probably going to be, at least if we're basing it off what we've seen so far, a better game. But come on, man.
Excited for that sort of melding of a very authentic representation, but mixed with the classic Silent Hill that we all love. So it's all really exciting. Thank you so much, guys. Is there any last thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience before we check out our next segment?
もし最後にもし一言ファンに向けて何かありましたらお願いいたします。
非常にですね、自信を持って送り出すシリーズですので、ぜひ
Yeah, no, the deluxe edition of this doesn't sound all that interesting to me. It's rare I'll care about a deluxe edition.
楽しんでいただければと思います。コンバットに関していろいろご意見いただいておりますが、
Tech, can you put up a poll that says which game are they more excited about, RE9 or Silent Hill F?
ストーリーモードで遊んでいただければ従来のサイレントヒルに近い体験で楽しめますのでよろしくお願いします。
So we would like to say that we are going to deliver this game with the utmost confidence, and so we sincerely hope that all the fans get to enjoy the game. Of course, to any people who have some concerns about what the gameplay experience will be like, again, story mode will be providing the most authentic and quintessential Silent Hill experience. So please give it a try.
Excellent stuff. Thank you so much, Okamoto-san. Thank you so much, Mr.
There you go. So we didn't see much new stuff, but I still think this looks better. So I can't vote, I don't think. But if I could vote, I would go. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I would vote on, but you're very right. Yeah, and again, it doesn't hurt that it's coming off Silent Hill Remake 2 as well, which is fucking awesome. SF says, honestly, and you're not alone, you wish they'd reboot Dino Crisis. I mean, they keep kind of teasing and toying with the idea that they're going to, and they are, and then we never hear anything. I don't know what that's about. You'd think by now they would have, unless they're just like, we're making so much money on Resident Evil, and it would be the same team. We don't want to create a break in the RE remakes, maybe. So I don't know. All right, we'll get back to the poll in just a second. But what I'm going to get a couple of these Halloween. Okay, so you were asking about AC Shadows in the chat. I haven't gotten around to playing it, and I'm just waiting for Yote at this point. I want to look briefly. The Hellraiser trailer somebody was talking about. I've already seen that. I don't know if it looks good or not. They showed a cinematic trailer, and I was very, very glad that that game is going to be single player and not one of these async things. But now it sounds like there's new Halloween stuff. So let's see. Not from 5. I don't want to watch somebody's long. I don't want to hear you talking about shit. Just show me something. Let me just see. Halloween. If anybody knows where to go to find this, but I'm not looking to. No. Let's see. New gameplay details. I'm not watching 8 minutes of this fucking thing.
Yo, what to do, buddy? I'm Arctic who made a game of across multiple maps, and who knows?
Okay, there's a multiplayer mode. Ugh, I don't care about that. There better be single player. I'm much more interested in team up in a 1v4 asymmetrical horror showdown. No, thank you. Tell me there's something more than that, because there's nothing less I want to play than another fucking asymmetrical horror game. So maybe I am more interested in Hellraiser as a single player. Halloween's going to have single player like F13 did, but TCM didn't. Yeah, but what is it going to be? Is it basically going to be this with just AI bots as your buddies, or is it going to be more? Yeah, I get James Takino. There's a single player story mode, but is it still this? Like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like, Twisted Metal has a single player mode, but nobody plays that for the narrative of the moment to moment gameplay narrative. Yeah, JSD says it sucks they keep doing this for horror franchises. Sure, but the good news there is that they are not doing it for Hellraiser, which makes me happy. Challenges like kill AI bots in different ways, says Chris. Oh yeah, no thank you. This has just dropped off my list. I'm sure some people will love it, but not for me. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to talk to you. Let's go to the poll. Let's see where you guys, and it makes sense. The poll, if we end the poll, right now it looks like, I think the market's going to bear this out as well. Resident Evil 9 at 58, Silent Hill F at 41. But I mean, I think that's same as it ever was, right? Even if Resident Evil 9 shits the bed and Silent Hill F is a Game of the Year contender, slow burn psychological horror, while being better for a lot of people, are not really the games that usually sell as well as the more commercial games like Resident Evil 9. So I'm not surprised at that, but I'm still, for me, I'm more excited for Silent Hill F. Absolutely. Okay. So I want to do this real quick. I want to look at a couple of other games that are, I haven't seen all these trailers, but this game right here, Reanimal, and we're not going to watch the whole first 13 minutes, but this game, I don't give a shit about Little Nightmares 3, by the way. It's the same developer of 1 and 2. It's a different developer than 1 and 2. It's a good developer, but this game actually looks really fucking cool and creepy as fuck to me. So I'm much more interested in Reanimal. And if you, I wish they would have put out a new trailer. Like, they had a little bit of a opening night trailer, but it wasn't much. But this one, this is the first 13 minutes of gameplay. I'm not going to watch it on stream. I don't want to spoil it, but, and I hope you don't have to play it co-op. I don't think you do. I really don't like co-op games when they are story based. But I think I'm trying to find some of the art in here that's just really cool. Hang on a second. There's just some real creepy visuals in this game. Little Nightmares 3 is being made by Supermassive. Yeah, that could be good. And Reanimal's from the guys that made 1 and 2. Right. Glad Reanimal's launching next year and far away from Little... Yeah, because Little Nightmares 3 is this year, right? Okay. I'm interested in Lego Batman as well. And I'm not a huge Batman guy, but I am interested in that. Absolutely. So this game, may be the real... Because Silent Hill is when? What is the release? We know when. Let me see what the release dates for these are. Silent Hill F release is this year, and then Resident Evil 9 is next year. Okay, cool. Yeah, Spasbo says next month. Okay, and then there's another game called, I think it's called Gloomy Eyes, which is, you can get the demo over on Steam. It's really fucking good. Look at this. It doesn't look like it runs very well. Let's watch a little bit of this and we'll talk about it. This is called Routine. I don't know if you guys have watched this. This was revealed at Gamescom. I'd play a Michael Myers game from his point of view if there was like his inner dialogue. And it was totally bizarre and comical. Like it sounded like Seth Rogen or something. It's like, wait, what the fuck? Okay, come on. Let's go. It's not the best way to open a trailer. Okay, this looks dull. There's some really cool water effects is what caught my eye. But this looks terrible now. Okay, go fuck yourself. I cannot believe that's your reveal trailer. Okay, so forget that one. That one's not even on my list. What about Project Spectrum? Let's look at that for a second. No, go back.
That mission's not done yet. Stay sharp. Keep track of the target.
Stay quiet, or it'll hear us.
Where is it? Damn, it's fast.
Hell Is Us. I played the demo. I really liked it. I'm going to wait for reviews. There's just too much to play. I didn't like it enough that I want to buy it day one, but the demo was really fun and interesting, and I thought some of the combat ideas were really interesting. Oh, yeah, but so you guys are saying Routine has been in development hell for like 10 years? Yeesh. Kenny Rose, hey buddy, this is called Project Spectrum.
Who's there?
Well, you know, Mech, I mean, a good trailer isn't what the developer usually does unless they're indie, super indie. There's companies that do that. I really like horror and action together, like first-person shooting. But I haven't really played a game that really feels like a great. I know people cite Fear, but Fear, I don't think it's aged as well as the nostalgia for it. So I'm hoping this might be the thing that
come in,
gives me the action I want, but also the horror. I love that blend. And the John Carpenter zombie game looks like a fucking blast too. That game looks like a great deal of fun. You think Fear 2 aged great? I haven't played that one. I haven't played The Darkness since a little bit when it came out, but I hear people love that one and the second one. Trepang 2, no. I know what it is, but I haven't played it. So I don't know, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty fun. Come on, man. See, I'd rather be running from something I can shoot at it. But I mean, I know she'll probably get a gun in the game. Or Resident Evil. These guys are cool. They're like the ring wraiths. Please tell me this is good. And I want to play that Ill game. That Ill game looks great too, but I don't know if it is, but you know. In Sound Mind, wasn't that more adventure first person, if I remember? Are you controlling that guy? And you're seeing it through his eyes? What is this? Yeah, does anybody know when this is coming out? I haven't checked. Tech, do you know when this is out? It's called Project Spectrum. When the fuck is this coming out?
I'll get that for you right now.
Yeah, let me know. And then, real quick, this I've been waiting for forever. But let's check out. Yeah, I'm with you, Mutant Mo. Horror FPS games are the best, actually. This is
currently to be announced, set for release somewhere in 2026.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Look at this one. This one looks great.
You and I will never be apart.
Where did this letter come from? That would only confirm the other girl's suspicions about Miss Carroll's potential elopement.
But don't you understand, Miss Hinman? If that was the case, what would be the point of burning this letter? It's already been several weeks since Carol left. And then that mysterious boy.
The princess. Are you even able to stop time?
Come on, man. This is so cool. That's all gameplay. Right, Anna G? I think this is this year. I hope it's good. Please be good. Please be good.
From becoming ours.
Oh shit, they got music in it. They got Disney songs in it. I have not, SF.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah, Clock Tower.
Let us be
Oh, it's this year.
carried by the wind.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That looks awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm excited for that. And then finally, I'm not going to watch the whole thing, but this is Double Fine's new game, Keeper, which looks pretty cool. I guess you could play it, or they gave you a lot more details. And I haven't. Maybe I'll go through this for tomorrow's show because I don't want to just hear this guy talk. But I am interested in this Lighthouse. Oh, so that game is the same day as Ghost of Yotei. Okay, I don't care about this. I don't really give a shit. Just show me some fucking gameplay, man. All right, I'll make this part of tomorrow's show. We'll talk about that. So here's the question. I have not clicked this yet. What is your most anticipated game of the rest of the year? IGN asked. I've not looked at the results. I'm curious what you think. Ghost of Yotei, Borderlands 4, which I'm not a big Borderlands guy, but I hear people say who've played it, it's great. Call of Duty Black Ops 7, I'm excited for, but I know, Hollow Knight Silk Song, I never played the first one. I saw Dustin was saying that he thought it was a little overrated. Ninja Gaiden 4, that's this year? Oh, well, yeah, I'm surprised that's not on there. Silent Hill F, Pokemon ZA, and Battlefield 6. I'm going to go ahead. If I could play one game. Ooh, this is hard. No, it's not. Silent Hill F. I would say for me, it's Silent Hill F, then Ghost, then Black Ops would be my three. I'm still on Ragebound 2 Mutant Mode, but you know how I am. I jump around. Here we go. Let's see what the kids thought. Ghost of Yotei was their number one. Number two was Silk Song. No, number two was Battlefield. Then Silk Song. Look at Black Ops, 2.8. But it's still going to probably outsell all of these other than Pokemon. Pokemon in Call of Duty are going to sell like crazy, but there you go. Oh my God, Ninja Gaiden is, oh my God. How do they, look, I know these guys compete. They're meant to compete. I get it. I want them to compete, but fuck, who's got the time? All right, look, that's all the topics I got today. You guys want to shoot the shit? We can talk about whatever you want for a little bit, or we can wrap it up. You can put yourself in the Discord and call into the show right now. Put yourself in the Madhouse waiting room. Call of Duty isn't outselling Battlefield in pre-order, says Da Vinci. Yeah, but now you got the whole issue now, right? You've got the whole issue now with Game Pass. So who the fuck, right? What do pre-orders even mean for when most people are playing it on Game Pass? Alex says Jaffe, Black Ops 7 got 6,000 dislikes and less pre-orders than Battlefield 6. Yeah, I know, but, you know, I have to tell you. I mean, it's still going to sell really well, and it's still really fucking fun. It's not going to fail. It's not going to fail. I mean, unless it just happens to shit the bed. But even on those rare occasions where it's terrible, they still are in the top 3 selling games of the year. They would have to shit the bed consistently for like 3 or 4 years to really hurt their sales amongst the bro gamers. Twisted Metal Season 2, Kenny, I've only watched the first 3 episodes. I hated episode 1, but 2 and 3 were great. And I'll get back to it. I just haven't really, I like it. I think it's really good, but it's not necessarily on much of my radar. I'm kind of just okay with it. It's really good though. I'm kind of busy playing a lot of things and doing a lot of things. Don't sleep on Hell Is Us, Jaffe. You're always saying you want to play more of the story. The game is mostly gameplay with little hand holding. Yeah, I played the demo. And I liked it, but I don't know if I'm going to actually go out of my way to play the final. Hello, Timbuktu. Always good to see you. Have you been watching Alien Earth? Nope. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I do not understand how to proceed with the amount of media that is available at this point. I'm just overwhelmed. Like the fact that I can't even finish a show based on a game that I was the co-creator of, that I like, the show, is ridiculous. Alien Earth, I hear, is great. I'm not going to watch it. I haven't even watched Alien Romulus, which I hear is great. So, there's just a point where I know it sounds like a weird, elitist first world problem, but there's a point where I really need to sit down and figure out how I'm going to process my media diet, because there's a lot that I want to play and watch and read. I'm reading a book right now. I'm almost finished with that. And look at the chat. So GTA Man says Romulus was awesome. And right under it, it says Romulus was terrible. Who the fuck knows? Timbuktu says I cut back to HBO Max only. I got rid of Hulu, but that's only because everything on Hulu is coming to Disney Plus. They're merging those two. I did get rid of Shudder, even though I love Shudder, but I just wasn't watching it enough, And the other day I did one of those programs where it's like, let us add up all your subscriptions. And I was like, holy shit, I spend many hundreds of dollars a month on subs. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Okay. All right, let me see something real quick. So I want to give you guys an update for the week and what the plans are for the channel. If you would bear with me for one moment. Okay, so here is what is going on with this very channel, and I want to hook you up with that. So we are going to be putting, we're going to be turning Madhouse into a once a week show that will either be Saturday night or Sunday night. We're not sure yet. We think it'll be a better show that way for now. It will allow the channel to pivot a bit back to games content, which will allow us to publish a live episode of Gabbin' and Games on Mondays like this, and then the rest of the week we'll be publishing the 30-minute kind of digest of just me with no audience, and then clips and things like that. So we'll still be streaming twice a week on the channel, but we're going to pivot a little bit away from everyday streams. I'll still be streaming games and members and all that shit. We'll put a schedule up this week, but I want to give you a heads up for that if you're tuning in tonight for Madhouse, at least for a month, is going to go on the back burner except Saturday or Friday, and that's kind of our new plan. So, I don't want you to cry, Anna G. I don't want you to cry. Bunny's still there. We're still doing it. Still going to be great. And I'm still going to be available, and the tech and everybody's still around. It's just that honestly, we weren't seeing the kind of growth we need to see in Madhouse, and we figure if we make the weekly show really awesome, and we can create a lot more clips, and we can promote it more and make sure that every show we do in that series is great versus some nights are hit, some nights are miss, it's going to be better for the channel and the show. But I'll write all this up. I'll put all this into a bit in the Discord today or tomorrow. But okay. That's what's happening. All right. Well, there you go. That has been Gabbin' and Games Live. We'll be back all week long with Gabbin' and Games. I'm just calling it Gabbin' and Games. Gabbin' and Games is the 30-minute digest version that we record in the mornings and post around 11 or 12. And then we'll be back Friday or Saturday. I'll let you know with Mad Hell. So there you go. That's the show. Tech, any final words?
Nope, that's all good.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much. Last Stand Media, thank you for the redirect. We very much appreciate it. And Da Vinci's, thank you for the super chat. He says, has Tech finished reading or did you try chapter 1? Oh, I don't know. I can have chapter 1 voice narrated during October. There's still time, but I need an opinion for September. I have no idea. Tech, have you finished reading his book?
I've read chapter 1. I want to read the entire thing.
Oh, I thought you said the other day you almost read the whole thing.
Yeah, I have. What I'm saying is I have finished chapter 1. And
That's
I'm
not the
reading
whole thing. Oh, come on.
Oi!
You're full of shit. Okay,
Well,
but no, I have not
the whole
read.
thing is greater than 1.
Okay. I will read chapter 1 this week. That's all I can promise you. I'll definitely do that, though. Okay.
Let's
Thank
do
you,
it together.
Dimensions. Okay. Be well, guys.
Over
Be
tennis.
safe. We'll see you on the next show, and we'll see you on our Discord and on Twitter, and follow us and all that good stuff. You know where to find us. If not, we'll be back. I'll tell you then. All right. Bye, you guys.